Yes. Wonderful. Hi, Quaid. So Quaid is doing a great job in filling in for the other half of who he was working with last lesson. So he's also going to be reading some information that has been passed on to him. But Quaid, would you like to tell us what you are presenting us and why?
I'm going to present the development and the fall of Icarus and the story of it. I'm just trying to do a brief summary of the story because it's quite detailed. But the whole basis of it is an inventor gets really jealous of the apprentice and he kills the apprentice, which is his nephew, and then he gets banished from his country and sent to a different city with his son, but then he goes against that king and gets put in prison. At this point he's really jealous and he's angry, and he decides to try and fly away with this invention, and he starts to fly and he tells his son not to go too close to the sun, and he does, and he dies, he drowns. But it might sound, in detail, it learns about the jealousy and the mischievousness about him and his, like, the karma and the power of man. The whole moral of the story is that man has limitless power, but you should be careful with how you choose your powers and the way you use them, because obviously for it, Icarus died, which is his son, so jealousy overturned him. But this is the development. So that's Daedalus, the creator. Daedalus' teachers tell us, that's like the basics what I just told you. And our goal is jealousy, greed, and karma. Possible styles would be punch drunk, so an immersive atmosphere. So because it's based back in the past, we can really get the feel of that time period, and like with costume, with props, the immersive style they do it. Experience different protagonists and antagonists, because in the beginning you think Daedalus is the protagonist, but then he turns into the antagonist, and we can explore all the different characters because they all have their bad moments, they all have their good moments. Making our show a whole experience and journey for our audience, so they can take different paths. So the mom of Talos, she ends up killing herself. So like you can take different paths. There's so many different ways. You can stay with the king, that kind of thing. Panto, so entertaining, like with massive characters. Obvious villain and heroes. Audience interaction, banter introduction. So keep them engaged. It is children running for stuff. Engagement is key. A verbatim for the comedy effect, because obviously with the words it would be quite funny to go from word to word for this story, and I think it would work for that. Modernize the play, which could be an idea because it is very much quite brutal, the story, so we could modernize it and change it slightly so it fits more for the kids. But yeah, that's the Fall of Icarus.
Brilliant, thank you very much, Quaid. So we're going to ask Quaid a few questions now, so I want you guys on the sofa to think about a question you could ask Quaid about how, about the whole process of turning this into a piece of storytelling theatre for 10 to 11-year-olds. So Robson, do you have a question for Quaid?
Which possible style, in your opinion, would be the most effective?
I was going to say
punch drunk, just because I like the idea of the immersiveness of that time period. So I think it'd be really fun to play around with and the kids would enjoy it, just due to the massive amount of change in costume and props in the area. I think that would be the best.
Brilliant, thanks Robson. Charlie?
If you're going to go about verbatim, how would you properly modernise it, and how would you make that obvious?
Probably like change parts of the story to the death. So like the beginning of the death, so it'd be like more suitable for the age. And for verbatim, I think we look up history books and see like the original story that was told. So the language, the way, the pace of it, and things like that. So that would be the best way.
Cool. And last but not least, Alana.
Does your story have a moral message?
Yeah, like I said in the PowerPoint, it's about man's power, and it's limitless, and you should be careful how you use it, and it can cause massive tragedies like in the story. So it's just saying, be careful how you use your power.
Do you think the children could relate to that moral message? Do you think that would be good for them to learn about power?
Yeah, because today's all about power. So I think to get that into their heads early is a good idea.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Quaid.